Hey, what can Southeast Asia teach you? Like if you move here full time, I want to tell you, it can teach you absolutely nothing. All right? Why did I say that? Let me explain. Okay. Um, I'm a firm believer that really, in a way, there is no such thing as teachers. There are only learners. You've heard the old saying, oh, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. Well, that's kind of what I'm trying to say. There's a lot to be learned here in Southeast Asia, especially if you come from a Western culture, that you just kind of got to look at things, with an open mind, kind of try to get rid of some of your biases and let down your ego a little bit. And most importantly, question why. That's the big word there. Like, take a look at something and go, why? Why do they do that? Oh, you might just think about it and go, oh, that makes sense now. So you got to be inquisitive when you're here, and it'll teach you. You'll learn it. First thing I'll talk about is appreciation. What you have and what's available to you. I'll give you that little scenario here in a second. But you got to be comfortable with what you have, and you just take a look around. You have a lot more than most people here. If you're retiring from Western, you got your Social Security or pension or whatever else you call it. Generally, you're going to be much more monetarily wealthier than the majority of people in Southeast Asia. Of course, I'm talking about Cambodia because I just currently live in Cambodia. Probably will for a long time. But yeah, so you just be comfortable with that and appreciate that. You'll learn that you have a lot more here in Southeast Asia by having a lot less than what you had back where you're living at, perhaps. You can learn that. So be more appreciative of what you have and be comfortable with yourself. You kind of got to slow down a little bit. That'll help you too. Don't rush it. I'm going to give you that scenario again. Hey, you're freshly retired. Okay, you might just be newly divorced, and now you're moving over here. You have a new life and all that. Take your time, kind of slow down. Just don't make your life like don't set it all together like I'll talk about a plan later on. No, I got a plan, and I'm going to do this and this and this. Take your time doing that. Learn while you're doing that. Accept things for the way they are here, and enjoy it. Just slow down, enjoy it. And, the old saying, hey, one day at a time, man. There's a lot of truth to that. Just take it easy and don't rush things. One thing that I learned here from the Khmer people, actually, is change what you can. If you put so much energy on things that you really can't change, you're going to start getting negative and grumpy and not positive, and that's not going to be any good because that hinders the learning process. Also, don't dwell on the past because it's just not gonna help. It really not. You can't change the past. You can learn from it, but if you're just sitting there thinking about all the stupid things that you did in the past or this or that, this happened to me, that happened to me. Just shed that, you already learned from it, I hope, and just, continue with today, and we'll talk about that too. One thing I do want to say about what I was talking about a little bit earlier, the people here, they wish they had your problems. I just heard that about a week or two ago. It was actually referring to the refugee crisis that we have right now. They wish they had my problems. And that's a whole nother video. It's a bad scene. I'm not going to get into that too much right now. Now, I want to try to get a peace of mind. Yeah, there's a lot of books that tell you about that. And what does that really mean, peace of mind? Like I said, be grateful for what you have. Don't dwell on the past. And this is a tough one. Don't dwell on the future either. Make some plans. I want to call them ideas. Make some ideas for what you want in the future, but do that by living in the day. That's an old cliche, man. Hey, man, live in the moment. Peace. Okay, but that's not really all that easy to do if you've really not been into it for a long time, you know. But now is now, and do what you can now, and like, and don't dwell, but plan. I want to talk about planning a little bit more, you know, about, it's more of an idea. But before I get into that, I want to talk about relaxation. You know, don't get mad when things are not going your way here, because a lot of things are going to be different when you first get here, and for a long time. And if you don't learn how to accept the fact that things are different, you're going to get into that negative mood again, and you kind of don't want to do that. So you just take it, you know. Question why is it like this? Why? What can I learn from it? You know, I think that's, if you're opening up to learning, and the thought of, hey, I want to learn this and that, you will, you know. Another thing is, you know, tomorrow can be great, but not if you're mad and upset and grumpy and blech, you know. Try to find that happiness. You know, try to find it in what you do. Okay, you're going to set up your new life. Okay, don't rush into new apartments. We've talked about that before. Take your time. Make sure you want to, you know, get where you're at. Don't say, oh, I like this place, so I want to get it for a year. No, don't do that, you know, because you never know. You know, you may not like it after a month or two. Videos on that also. And find happiness in what you do while, you know, while you're setting up your new life, and on, of course, and then try to get into that state of mind, because if it really boils down to it, really think about it in a nutshell, state of mind is a choice. You can be happy in just about any situation, and you can be upset in any situation. You know, it's kind of like I say sometimes to people, you know, I can't, you know, well, now let me try this again. You can't make me upset, anything you say or do, because the way I respond to it is a choice. If I choose to be upset, you know, I'm going to get upset. So choose a positive response to what's happening, and a good, again, ask why. Now here I want to get into the no perfect plan. Okay, I'm going to learn this too. You know, God laughs at plans. You know, oh, you got a plan, do you? Yeah. Plans change. You have to be flexible. You know, so it's more of an idea than it is a plan. You know, I mean, yeah. You kind of do have to make plans, but make sure that if they're not set in stone, and it doesn't go, you know, A, B, C, D and all that it's not going great. Definitely, absolutely, definitely have to be flexible in when you're making plans and things like that. So basically, appreciate what you have. You know, slow down, because you're not in the rat race anymore. Thank God. You know. You're lucky enough to be one of the people that don't have to work, unless, of course, you come here to, you know, not to retire, but to work. That's a different story. But, you know, one day at a time, try to find that peace of mind. Relax your mind. Think about, you know, dwell on good thoughts, and that'll help you open up to outside influences that may teach you things, or that you may learn from those things. And like I said, relax, find your happiness, and thank you for watching this video. I'll talk to you later on the next one. Bye.